Let's go. Good evening, everyone. Joey Blaze back after a weekend hiatus, unfortunately. I've been going through some issues lately, health-wise, kind of working it out. An injury flared up for me on Wednesday and Thursday. Ended up not making the trip to Rhode Island. Doctor's suggestion was to not talk all weekend, Friday, as the prognosis was, or diagnosis, whatever they say. I don't know the word. I just hear what they tell me. So the recommendation of trying not to talk all weekend to alleviate the pain I was going through, I didn't talk most of the weekend and just kind of sat at home a lot. Was not very fun. I would have rather been in Rhode Island. But hey, and like I said, tonight's gonna be a bit of an experiment for me because this is gonna be the most I've talked since last week when I did the back-to-back nights, which not coincidental. The next night after is when the pain for both nights started hitting me. You saw that, Ross, with me on Wednesday night, obviously. And it hit me again when I was working on Thursday. Unfortunately, I couldn't finish work on Thursday because of it. Doing better now, trying to get through the weekend. Tonight's show is themed KFFL. I know we haven't really done much local coverage all year. We've kind of been putting into the back burner, mostly because I haven't really had the energy all fall. Like, I'm not in the same level I was in general back in the spring. I'm not even the same person I was back in the spring. It's been a wild 2021. Hell, it's been a wild, 7 years? 7 years for me, 4 years for us, right?
Yeah.
2022 is
wow.
Yeah, and there's only more to come. Like, we're not done with the 9-man year. Hey, big shout out to our guys, Tyler Spencer, Trey Jesse, Skinny, and Preston. They went up to Rhode Island this weekend as part of Show Me Football. They ended up going up there. They got a win on Steel on Saturday. Had a tight battle with Empire right afterwards. One of the top 15 teams in the country right now. Ended up, however, falling short there. And on day two to Wild Savages, who was that hybrid team that ended up playing up there in the.
I like that name.
Yeah, it was a wild card at Savages, who both of them will actually be playing this weekend up in Rhode Island in their playoff. They're playing the A playoffs up there. So, yeah, this weekend is one of two playoffs going on this weekend. A 9-man, Rhode Island being the other one up north. KFFL, the big one this weekend locally here. I'm really excited about it. Shown in the back wall tonight, as you can see, all the jerseys for the teams in the Keystone Flag Football League. This is what I call the class of 2021 Fall Keystone Flag Football League. Glad to have everybody represented. I'm sad here about the primetime situation. We talked about it a little bit last week when we were doing the ranking show. And it's unfortunate to see how it all comes to an end there. Hopefully next season we'll see perhaps a more regular York team come out from that squad. I mean, I'd like to see Gusto Land come out to Shippensburg next season that they were supposed to in the spring of 2020 before COVID came. I'd like to see 717 Elite perhaps do that, or even Baez Auto, because, spring's going to be a lot different. Who knows what's going to happen? Anybody can come anywhere. Like, 9-man is wild, bro. What? Shut up, dog. I know what you're doing. Pause, everybody. Pause. Major pause. If Tyler was here, I already would have heard it by now. Hey, shout out to Tyler again. He called the A championship. Him and Skinny did. If you haven't watched it yet on YouTube, Team Blunt Talk YouTube, Rhode Island Lions versus the Punishers. Tyler Spencer on the call for that one. Skinny takes over toward the end of the game. Awesome live stream. Epic game, man. Probably the best championship game we've seen in 2021. And there's been a lot of great ones so far. Still more to come. Not just this weekend, but beyond. Capital Classic is coming up the weekend afterwards. I'm hearing there's some KFFL flavor going to be in the Capital Classic, supposedly. Yeah, I'm hearing there might be some KFFL talent making that trip down there to DC for that one. I'm not sure what the update is. I know we're at 17 right now. That was the last check by Kent Page about a week ago. As for divisions, I don't think we've heard a decision of a split bracket or not. like we said, Ross, I would prefer to see something where we can do one bracket because I think the parity in this region is very close right now. So I think we saw an MFFL playoffs, Misfits and Venom. Venom almost pulled one on the Misfits. That being said, Misfits this weekend, number one team displayed here. Hey, we got to give it to them. First in the KFFL, first in the OMFFL, and third in the GCFFA right now. And with the gauntlet they've had to face in the GCFFA so far, teams like Takeover and Empire and Dragons, that's been a tough sledding for that Misfits team. And who to forget? Strong Island Bulldogs, Punishers as well. Like, they've also been going out there. They've had Long Island Reapers. They played the Scorpions up there. They had a good game back in August. Their playoff coming December 5th. Misfits got a nice month ahead of them. I'm really excited to see what this franchise can do the remainder of the season. And 9-man, because you got to think about it. Still a lot of chances to win trophies. Right now, as we said the other night, or I didn't say, I posted the video rather for the rankings this week. Number 8 is where I have them right now overall in the nation. That puts them about third in my regional rankings behind the Scorpions and NTB Wolfpack in the region. Tight battle up there, as we said, Lions, the new number 1 I got right now for that. We'll talk more on that next week when we do a return to the circuit. For now, this week, let's focus on the Keystone Flag Football League. We're going to take a bit of a local trip. It's been a while, man. We're not really home much these days, are we? Well, we're home a lot these days, ironically enough. We're more at our actual physical homes than we've been in league ball lately. But I'm really happy to see everything going down this weekend. KFFL Championship Week. Like I said, anybody who wants to call in tonight, please go ahead. You send the link, or I send the link. We all send the links here. Everybody send links. I'm just saying things at this point. Link up with us. Let's talk about it. KFFL playoffs 2021. But first, let's talk about the season as a whole. As we mentioned, I'm going to go, as you see the order, I actually got the jerseys arranged left to right in order of ranking. Starting at the bottom here, right down here, I don't know if it's coming up on frame or not. There it is. Tri-State Spartans, number 9. Spartans have had a rough season, Ross. Sheesh.
You go, Eli.
Hey, I'm cheering for the beard.
Yep.
Yeah, he deserves it. He deserves that opportunity. We let him down by not winning him one. But now it's time to get the chance of the Spartans. Personally, I'm really excited to see how the Spartans can do. This is a team that has not been what it was the last couple of seasons. We talked about it at the end of the spring season. The Tri-State Spartans had some momentum. Hell, back in the beginning of June, they were 16-5. And we were talking, is this one of the new breakout teams? Can this be the new B team of the 4-state? There hasn't really been an established B team on the circuit in a while in terms of travel on a consistent basis. Could Tri-State have been there? But it's strange to think they went 4-5 in circuit play. And the losses they had were not to bad teams. They had Bad Boys twice. They had Baez Auto. They had AFN. They had Outcast and Rob Lane, I believe, on day 2 at Charm City Classic. They had to go against a guy who had won Ocean City months prior while they were playing in C bracket. That's a tough slay for the Spartans. And then since then, you've seen that same problem from Charm City. Lack of numbers. We don't know what we're getting from we to the next. Keenan walking out in the midway through a game. What is Tri-State at this point? Winter is coming, and I think it'll be good for this team. But personally, right now at number 9, it's a tough draw for them at the moment. We'll see how things go. Number 8 is the Outlaws. That's going to be the 8-9 game, actually, at you see them back here with the TBT logo. That's the Kenny Diener Outlaws jersey. Kenny, sometime hit me up and we'll meet. I've been trying to meet with you for a while, buddy. We got you, bud. We miss you guys. Shout out Kenny Diener, one of the real OGs out here in the 4-state. But Outlaws number 8, they're going to be taking on the Tri-State Spartans. at 8 o'clock. We're going to talk about that game a little later on. This Outlaws team is the best incarnation of this franchise ever. We talked about it over the years, whether it was the Spartans, whether it was last year's Browns team. This team has struggled to put together a cohesive unit that was able to go out there and win on a high level. And with the Tri-States, not Tri-States, sorry, with the Outlaws right now, they are playing their best ball. They have a good shot at getting their first postseason win against the Spartans on Saturday as the Outlaws. Remember, the Browns had one last year on Green Machine. This franchise, they're in a place where they can make a decent run. Like, they're a team that right now, I can see them beating Spartans, but they're going to have a tough draw with this Misfits squad right after. Shawn Simmons and company, I feel like can give it, though. Shawn can play a QB. He's smart. He's got that football IQ. And he's learned a lot since playing that first week of the season back in September. So I look forward to seeing how this new Outlaws team looks the rest of the way. Number 7 is Pure Chaos. Chaos was in the basement of Keystone like the last time we did a Keystone show. And since then, they've gotten some wins, some momentum, something to get going, Prime Time ends up forfeiting and leaving the league. So that got them a dub there, From there, they got to win on the Tri-State Spartans. I'll give them credit there. That was one of those barriers they had a hard time with. A year ago, Chaos lost to the Spartans 34-0 when they played for the first time in Chaos's third game in the Washington County Flag Football League. And in the years since, Chaos has made improvements. It's just the problem has been injuries. We saw what happened with Houston weeks ago. Marty in the same game. Numbers, not everybody's able to get up to Shippensburg. It's been a hard swing for a lot of their guys making the extra trip because of where they were recruiting from initially. We've seen it's been a tough ride for them. If they can get everybody they have and get some kind of semblance of the team they were able to have in county last season's playoffs when they shoulda, coulda, woulda beat Ruckus. They had them. That was a tight game. Them and Ruckus had some good playoff games back-to-back seasons. They're going to have a tough one, though. They're going to have Wolverines. Wolverines, like we said, if they end up coming out with that full squad, we seen a glimpse of them a few weeks ago. A good portion of that team was playing with the Elite Rebels and OMFFL. Obviously, the Elite Rebels, Baez, Wolverines connection there. So they've been playing back and forth on Saturdays and Sundays. That team definitely has potential, but we'll get to them in a moment. Pure Chaos right now, they're going to be in for a tough climb, really, in my opinion. It's a shame, but I hope for the best for them because I know they can make a run if they can get their pieces together or at least surprise a team or two. Going up to number 6, Killer Bees. Killer Bees, this is a team that's not the same squad we saw. Ironically enough, every fall season, the Killer Bees have made the championship in this league. 2018, got to the title game. They ended up beating the Ship Flip Gators to win it all. 2019, got to the title game, lost to the Misfits. Last year, got to the title game, lost to TBT. And when you take a look at what this Killer Bee squad did last spring, they definitely have the coaching experience to get there. It's just a matter of can this unit come together. TJ Williams is always balling out. We know this. And if TJ can go out there and put together his best ball game, it's going to be interesting when he faces the X-Dogs. They had a classic a few weeks ago that Tyler Spencer shot for us. iPhone is entering the weight room. All right, let's let him in real quick. But the Killer Bees, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do. They're going to end up being one of those teams to look out for. That X-Dogs game is very intriguing based on. All right, let me see who's on here real quick. I adjust my Zoom. Is that Shawn?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Shawn. How you doing?
What up?
Nothing much, man. Just having a nice evening here at the place. How about you?
I'm all right, man. I'm just waiting to talk some playoffs. That's all.
Hey, man, that's that time of the year. We always say the most wonderful and yet dreadful time of the year because you think, man, we're done. This is it. No more reps till maybe April for some guys. It gets cold
Uh,
in the wintertime, and those parts of rec guys do not like us being on the field when it's bad weather out.
I was about to say we do winter in the YAFFL, so we're gonna be
Yeah, that
fine.
indoor session is going to really help a lot of guys if they're able to jump in on that.
Yeah,
That's something that's been hard to find in a lot of areas or indoor leagues. I know a lot of the guys locally here tend to take off the historically and traditionally they tend to take off the winter. But in the last few years, we've seen a bit of an explosion in the four state. A lot of teams going out there, putting in some work in the wintertime. They're going in and getting experience while it's 20 degrees out in January. It's crazy. And it's been awesome to see. You know, I did the same thing when I had my own team back in the day. Survivors. I remember practicing in the snow, which is elements you'll never play in unless you're in the Mason-Dixon 2018 tournament. And then you might get lucky and get a snowstorm mid-game.
shit, man. I'm still new to all the flag stuff, kinda. So I'm just just experiencing this shit. That's it.
That's the only way to do it, is to come in here and just experience it. That's the one thing that's kind of made my own journey great, is like being able to come in and meet all these different people from different areas, get to know the different styles of the game being played, and get an understanding of like what it's like outside of just where I was at in Washington County, but seeing what's going on in York, seeing what's going on in Baltimore, Shippensburg, DC, New York. The flag game right now is at an insane level. And a lot of guys are coming over from the tackle game to play in the sport right now,
Right.
which has historically 9-man had been that way. The old governing body from back in the 90s, teams would come in and bring in NFL linemen to play in some tournaments, in some events and games. You had recruiting that high up, and that was always a thing until people started cracking down on the concept of guys from the league jumping in on these events.
Right.
But as we talked a few weeks ago, Category 5 is going to be at Nationals. Ricky John Francois, we talked to him, the former defensive lineman for the San Francisco 49ers and MVP of the LSU 2008 national title team. We talked to him about the transition coming over as a defensive lineman, trying to play 9-man flag football after being in the NFL for 10 seasons. And he talked about, from the defensive perspective as a player, the most difficult adjustment was pulling the flags for him because of the fact that it was just a whole new way of going after the player. Whereas before, you're used to tackling somebody, you have to go in and make the pull on the flag. For you, speaking from an offensive perspective as a quarterback, what has been your biggest adjustment so far to this game?
Having to adjust to the timing of the rush, like, because it's a difference when somebody actually has to tackle me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could get away or something like that, and it's easier for your O-line to block when they got something to hold on to, like their pads or something like that. That'll probably be what I think was the hardest for me. Like, you can't hold the ball as long. You got to get that shit out. So that's honestly, like, in when you play teams like Misfits, even Bays, teams with like good rushes and shit like that, you really got to get that shit out of there. So that was probably the hardest adjustment for me at first.
It is very hard, like, especially because of the fact that, like, you think about it, the speed of players increases without the pads.
Right.
And for D linemen, that's a huge advantage because they're not weighed down by heavier pads anymore, which allows more versatility for the body itself, which I can speak as a defensive player. I think, Ross, you can attest to this. Pads do limit your mobility and arm movement at times. Yeah, it's amazing. And especially when you put on the extra weight, you consider the extra heat on the body too. Those summer games on turf ain't no fun, especially if your team opts to wear all dark uniforms that day and it starts at high noon and full sun. And we talk about how that could be a changeover from coming over from that tackle to flag game. And I think for D linemen, it's a huge advantage. For quarterbacks, how does it feel being able to not have to use any shoulder pads on your body? What's the biggest difference for you throwing in pads compared to being able to throw free-armed? So
you definitely you don't feel as heavy. You could actually, like, you could just do something real quick, get it out. It's still kind of the same without throwing. I mean, with like throwing with pads on, I would just say like there is no that extra equipment holding you down when you got to get out of there real fast or something like that. But the throwing motion is still the same.
Okay. So that's the other thing I always wondered was that transitioning from that position, like how different it would be, like especially the range of movement in the arm.
Like, because they normally give you QB pads, or you get like the smaller shoulder pads, so you don't block like your range of motion or something like that. So there's really no difference of throwing the ball with or without pads. It's more so like you just don't have that extra 5 to 10 pounds on your body, So
wearing a helmet. I always thought that was the hardest thing for me playing D lineman was having to wear the helmet because my tunnel vision was not the best, and that was just having a visual problem in general, unfortunately.
I think
how is it for you? Are you able to see the field a little bit more? Is it any difference to you?
Honestly, no. I kind of play both the same. Like I said, it was mainly just adjusting to like how quick the rushers get back, instead of like using pads. Like with pads, your line can give you an extra second or two. Without pads, if they miss that block, they just miss that block. There's nothing you can do about it. So that was probably the biggest thing. Helmets, it's kind of all the same because you still gotta scan both sides of the field. Your wide receiver's not open, you gotta find your second or third progression. So it's kind of you got to see the field yourself. Your helmet shouldn't stop you from seeing the field.
So I believe in this year alone, you've played YFFL 8-man. I actually want to say I wasn't there. Were you at the 5 tournaments they did back in August? The 5-man one they did?
I was supposed to play, but I didn't. I was supposed to run with my man D Will. I was going to play in the 5-man.
Okay, so you were on that. But you played the 8-man York, played 9-man. Compare both games right now. Shout out to York, they're on right now as well, but we're the better show. Stay tuned.
All right.
Give me your thoughts on the difference adjusting from York 8 and 9 and so on and so forth. What's the biggest difference between the games?
Between 8-man and 9-man, I would say the hardest part for me, honestly, 9-man came a little more natural because you're coming from football. You don't got to check down to the lineman. So I feel like 9-man is more fit for football players, in my opinion. 8-man is definitely fun for the simple fact of it is just you can get everybody involved in the game. Like you get a quick rush, you could throw it to your lineman. And when I first started playing quarterback in 8-man, I wouldn't use my lineman at all because it just wasn't natural to me. So like they'll be sitting wide open and I'm not looking at them because it's like you don't think to throw the ball to your offensive lineman. But once you get used to it, you kind of adjust. And then I started learning to check down to my lineman if need be.
You kind of become like tight ends in that game.
You basically have 3 or 4 extra tight ends if you need them, and you can throw the ball to them. But also it could be hell too because then you got the guys that you got the bigger guys like myself that are athletic that like to catch passes and stuff like that. So sometimes they'll block for a second and then they're released and you thinking they're going to block and then you'll get sacked or something like that. So it can be a shit show too. So
I can see that as well. I can actually see that as well.
That's kind of the difference. The extra man allows defenses to run like some better coverages. I will say probably some of like the best coverage I played against. No bullshit was probably like the X-Dogs.
Okay.
They probably best pass rush definitely Misfits, Misfits or Bays, but like just zone coverage wise, the X-Dogs actually had to read that shit because like their linebackers were really good at taking pictures too. So like having linebackers that actually know how to play underneath, like some linebackers, they just be looking at me the whole time. That shit's easy because you're fucking watching me instead of watching receivers. But they actually play good defense.
X-Dogs are one of those teams we talk about, 20 years. We see it in New Jersey, established 2002. A part of the reason they've been successful, you mentioned it several times, that every season they have played in any league, whether it be the Shippensburg League, the Washington County Flag Football League, or up here in Keystone, or up there in Keystone. I don't know why I keep saying here. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, their defense is pretty good. No bullshit.
Yeah.
And they work together.
Fundamentals.
It's kind of nice to see. I like the challenge that I actually had to like, okay, he's not open. Now I got to find this guy. I actually like playing against them. Like I like playing against the better teams, just for the competition aspect of it.
That's the one thing about it. And right here in KFFL this season, while I do feel a lot of teams are not up to their full potential, which a lot of it has been the changeover from spring to fall, which also you think about a lot of the events last year that were supposed to happen, weddings and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Weekends are just busier now. Kids football is back, which has made it hard to swing for some guys who have it on Saturdays. I feel like this playoff, though, coming up, you're going to see what everyone's truly about. And I think that's what's going to make this great is because you're going to see the best competition from everybody on the field on that Saturday.
Yeah, I was hoping the Spartans actually had more guys show up, because I actually heard they're a really good team. So I actually want to play them full strength, instead of beating them with 8 or 9 guys, because I actually know how it feels to play with 8 or 9 guys. That shit's not fun. So, and plus, if you're going to beat a team, I'd rather beat them full strength than, beat them while they're not really, up to par. So
I agree with that 100%. Like, you always want to beat a team at its best because it don't mean nothing if it was only about 9 of their random guys thrown in there different positions. Like,
right, yeah. Like they had like maybe 3 or 4 skill guys there, but the rest of them all linemen. Then you had to think they played a game before. So I know they were all tired as hell, so and they're running both sides of the ball. So, I still give them respect. But also, somebody said, like I said, we're supposed to lose that game even though they had 9 or 10 guys. So,
that's the thing. Your first season in the Outlaws, this franchise is an original in the KFFL. Going back to the inaugural season in 2018 when they were the Spartans originally. Right. Yeah, there's an old photo of them from that season. Tyler McKeon from X-Dogs is in that picture, actually. They only had 11 guys in their team photo total, and that was all they ran with all that first season.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Tom Matthews has been through some hard times. He really has with the KFFL, and this has been, I believe, his best season for a team overall. And I think he's having the most fun he's had in the game. And it's been good to see like him and other guys who were there when the Spartans were playing years ago, or were there last year with the Browns, or even last season with the Outlaws, and being able to find some sort of success finally in the Keystone Flag Football League. And Shawn, I think you're a big part of it. I think you brought a lot to the table for this team. I think you've enabled them to grow on a different level, bring in somebody who can lead at that quarterback position. We talked about it numerous times. Sometimes you just need to find that guy at that position, and he can change your entire franchise around. We go back to like, we've seen it at different points in time. Like it's plug and play essentially. Like we saw Chris Boone take too much talent to a whole other level. And before that, TMT was damn good. TMT had a lot of things going for it. They ended Broadax's winning streak and everything else.
Tom, he's actually a really good owner, man. I'll never sit here and say we don't need more talent. We definitely do. And we talked about that. Like, I actually met Tom and Grant and Dalton, because I think those are, the guys that run the team. I don't really know for sure. I don't really ask on that shit. But I actually met them through, like, they just told me that they were looking for a quarterback, and they seen me play a little bit, and they was like, yeah, come to practice. And I came to the practice, and they was like, yeah, all right, yeah, you can play quarterback for us. And that's kind of how we clicked up. And then, like, Grant, he comes up, he runs with me in tournaments and stuff like that. Some of the other 9-man guys on the team, they come up and run with tournaments with me, or and like Grant, he's actually coming up to play in the winter session. The Outlaws, I'll say we need some more goddamn linemen though. I will say that. Like, we got a D lineman playing.
They're a rare commodity, my friend. Very rare commodity.
He's doing a damn good job. He's doing a damn good job. I'm not gonna say he's not, but you can tell he's fucking dying, going both ways. And that kind of kills us because we don't really have depth. Like people think we do, but we'll probably show up with like 16 guys, 17 guys, and when somebody's tired, we don't really have that extra. And or we don't, no disrespect to my teammates, we might not have that extra that you can throw in there, and he's going to be up to par. You know what I'm saying? Like you got teams where they can go 2 and 3 guys deep. We don't have that. Like we kind of have our starters. We have a couple backups that are coming in ball, but after that, we don't really have much. And I think that's what hurts us against better teams.
100% agreed. And that's the one thing about it. 9-man is one of the trenches. On every level of this game, it's one of the trenches. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you can BS in a little bit, but it's hard. In your case, you're a particular style of quarterback where you need a pocket to play.
Right.
If you don't have any linemen, your whole offense is dead from the get-go because of the fact that you're not going to get enough time to even get your receivers out there to run your own plays.
Right. And that's kind of what happens. Like certain routes, I know we can't run depending on who we're playing because the shit'll take too long. Like me, of course, I'll run if I have to. You see me run, but me, I like to sit back there and feed the guys the ball if I can. Like I don't like to just fucking scramble 20 times a game just because I can.
I saw you make a 60-yard run in the beginning of the season in the Killer Bees.
Well, nobody thinks I can run. So when I start running, they're like, okay, this big dude's kind of fast. Yeah, I got decent speed for my size, but I don't I literally use it when I need to. I'd rather pass the ball.
Facts. And that's the one thing about it. Like, but having the mobility, I say, helps you in this game. Like, if it's hard to be a pocket passer in 9-man flag football, unless you are able to get 300-pound linemen across the board.
Right.
And even then, you might have to put a tight end down to make sure you still have enough blockers because of the fact that some pocket guys, we've seen it in 9-man. If they get time, they can excel.
Right.
Remember, Adam Malott program years ago was quarterback of the year, 21 touchdowns, 7 picks with an offensive line that was just very, very good with the Foley brothers and everything else. Like they had something good going for them that season. But the problem with program was when their line started going with injuries and everything else and having to shuffle, Adam lost his effectiveness completely. And worse yet, he regressed because of the fact that he wasn't able to grow beyond that high first season he had with the team, which could kill a quarterback very quickly. Because if you're not able to continue to grow your game and you can't reach the same level of success that you had prior, it's hard to come back from that. You might get a job or two, but if you can never get back to that same level of success, you'll never even be better than what that level was. And that's killed a lot of quarterbacks' careers that we've seen over the years. Some guys are going to make up for it, though. We saw Chris Boone last year with, what was that guy, like 130 pounds soaking wet playing offensive line for him at center. Yeah. Smoot, I think his name was. Yeah, Smoot. But Boone made it work because of the fact that Boone is so ridiculously mobile and runs an offense that is built on like being able to make the quick strikes and the quick movements and the pitches and everything else that like it's hard to really figure out from a traditional defensive perspective, especially when you see stuff and you've seen it yourself watching from the sideline. The biggest jump from going, I think, from playing in a tackle game to play a 9-man is when you start seeing these spread attacks that are ran in such a way. Yeah.
That's it. Dope. I actually, what I take some of like from what I see people do, and I use it because like I never seen nobody run that turbo shit. I was like, what the fuck is that? So it's like the dude, he lines up like 20 yards back there and then he's throwing the ball. I'm like, all right. So it's like, I could get
brother. When the first time we saw that here in the Florida State 4 years ago, they said, take that 8-man shit back to Winchester.
I like in the Blick tournament, like one of those, I think it was like the OT Raiders or the OG Raiders or something like that. They ran that shit.
Yes, I remember that team. Yeah.
And then I'm like, and their quarterback, he would even line up like 20 yards in the pocket. I'm like, holy shit, he snapped the ball way back there.
That's a
It's just
very
like you
see. The crazy thing is that's a very old school philosophy too. Like Chris Boone popularized it around here, and honestly, he perfected. We talk about when he brought that offense up here. ADR was putting up 30 points per game every season, with the peak being 35 points per game one season. And you got to think 35 points per game in 9-man, you're scoring a touchdown or two at least once a quarter.
right.
And most of their games, in retrospect, people forget they didn't have many fourth quarters. ADR didn't. And when Chris Brown brought that offense up here, it took a league that was in the Stone Age, so to speak. And we see it in 9-man all the time. Remember, they won the Hagerstown tournament against 7-point spread, the A national champions in their first ever tournament running that offense. 25 unanswered to beat 7-point after a 13-0 deficit.
That's hard to stop, though. It's really hard to stop.
It is. That pitch threw guys off, especially when the pitch man takes the ball and then chucks it deep to a guy running a streak down the field wide open. They're looking at the safety like, bro, what are you doing? And he's like, I thought it was an option.
And that's what I said. Like, I'm just growing with the game. Like I said, like certain teams, like I learned to line up a little deeper in the pocket. Like it's just growing with the flag game. When you play football, you're so used to shit being a certain way. Like quarterback lines up 5 yards deep, a linebacker's got his toes at 5 yards, some shit like that. So you're so stuck in a way, and then you go out here and you play flag, and you're like, all right, this shit's completely different. It's like football, but it's not, because it's like its own style. So
I can show you some classic examples of different flag 9-man eras of offense. This is one game. Yeah, we're going way back. 97. Hammers versus Hannekins. Oh, yeah. This was when I was about 6 years old. Hammers in the red. Hannekins in the black. I want to play it from here. Hannekins back then, they're running a traditional 9-man offense. It's a pick here by my dad's team in the red. Great play. I think that's Jeff Links. No, it's not Jeff. Jeff's running the sideline. Here it is. Wing T is what my dad's team ran. This is the actual footage of the wing T being ran in 9-man. Turnover there by Ashball, unfortunately. Ball there incomplete. Marty Snook back in 97. Still looks exactly the same almost, except for the fact they're turning the whole park into something new now. It's crazy. Right. Marty Snook is wild to see. But like you're seeing here, old school 9-man footage. Hannekins back then, you see a more traditional set that you see nowadays in 9-man. The shotgun formation, 4 wide receiver sets, maybe a tight end inserted here or there. Trying to fast forward a little bit, trying to get them back on offense. Unfortunately, the first play, they turned the ball over as soon as I did it. Here we go. Under center. Look at this. Reversal on that right side.
See, that's one thing I could do is get more creative with the play calling, for sure.
That was the way they played back then. Like what you're seeing right here is straight backyard ball that they were running, and it was to perfection because of the fact that they were able to execute it so well. He literally handed it right off and he threw it right back. I think that was my uncle throwing it back to Joey on that play. Jesus. Sorry, I'm getting really nostalgic lately for that. Hammers, by the way, inspired the TBT logo in the background. And let me see if I can pull up the other example real quick. Because, like, I actually thought about that when we were talking about it. Because, like, even the quarterback being far away, people don't realize that is a very old strategy. Yeah. Seen here in 90s. Seen here a week later when the Hammers were playing the Metro Chiefs, which back then the Metro Chiefs in the black, one of the best teams in the area by far. A lot of people talk about them. Look how far back he is on this first play. Right there, easy touchdown. The advantage already, as you can tell, like a lot of my dad's guys were not quick on the D line. They were a little bit slow. And when you run a slower D line, we talked about that. A slow D line will not cut it against that kind of offense. My dad's team had to adjust, so they ran the same thing. This not as well.
It works though. It gives you that extra 2 seconds that you might need to actually read the defense and find an open man though. You'll be surprised how well that shit works though. It's really effective.
This was a good play here. I like that run just now.
They just run a power.
Yeah, my dad's right there running 59 at center. Sheesh. Play action. That did not work out. That did not work out. That's like 15 yards back.
But look how much time he had though.
I know. And it helps too because like I said, with my dad's guys, they were a lot slower on the D line. And when you have and you can't win with a slow D line and 9-man flag football anymore. It just doesn't cut it. Like,
no, I think every team right now actually has a pretty good rush, honestly.
That's the one thing. Like historically, this region was about more power rushing. We had talked about it. It was a more power-based offense that you would see in a power-based defense. Even defenses were built for power in this region. We had talked about how for years Broad Axe's defense would hold down teams, but as soon as the spread started becoming prominent, that gave them problems for a while because their pass rush, while they did have some guys who could ball, Ridenauer was a monster. But aside from Ridenauer and whenever he was able to, I know it's a hard drive for him, but Chris Tivis himself, the GOAT, Keystone's MVP from last season, it was tough, especially against a Chris Boone offense like we talked about with Showtime.
He has a lot of time.
I know, dude. Metro Chiefs were probably top 10 in the nation, to put in perspective. Like this was in Baltimore at Edmondson High School. They went and played this playoff game at. Back then, 9-man had what they called states, where in states you face off against teams with the idea of winning your area. Like Maryland had, I believe, 2 or 3 different leagues back then, and they operated a 16-team state tournament. This was the 97 edition, as shown there. Single elimination. I think that's links right there in the middle. Great play. This is a tough adjustment, going from running a wing tee to suddenly having to go in a spread like that. They were definitely out of their element in this one. They did win the Hannigan's game. They won that one at least. That was the semifinal that year, I believe, or one of them. Good times. Good times. I'm glad to go over some offensive philosophy here. This was a fun discussion on that. But yeah, I'm really excited for this weekend. You guys be taking on Spartans. Yeah. I was thinking 7th seed. My bad.
Yeah. I got one question though, man. I don't know if you know anything about it, but how the hell did we get the last seed? I've been waiting to talk about that.
I don't know how the seeding played out, man. I don't even know how to rank the standings we were supposed to play out. That confused me. Oh, you want me to put the graphics up? All right.
All right, so look, I know y'all can say teams folded or whatever the case may be, but if you beat a team head to head, there's no way they should jump you in standings. If we got the same record and there's no pool play, none of that bullshit. If we beat y'all head to head, we should be in front of y'all. What the fuck?
Yeah, I can't quite explain that one. Like, that's a little weird.
I was like 9th seed. I was like, how the fuck are we 9th? Like, if you want to put chaos in front of us because we didn't get to play them, cool. But we would have beat them too. No disrespect to chaos, but they wasn't gonna fucking beat us.
Oh man, how do you know? We haven't had a chance to play that game. We've been hyping that game up since like spring, and it hasn't even happened yet. I'm mad that game got canceled.
And I actually got a couple dudes on that team that I'm cool with, bro. But fuck no, they wasn't going to beat us, man. Y'all know that.
I mean, yeah, I agree, actually.
I know.
That's the worst part, I agree.
But I'm saying, I was still, give them the respect. We didn't play them. And if y'all wanted to put them in front of us, cool. But Spartans or the Bees shouldn't be in front of us.
There's a bracket. There we go. So this is what it looks like. Outlaws a 9th seed.
Right.
And Spartans with okay. I can't even explain this one.
You can't. To me, I feel like motherfuckers is running from the Misfits, but that's just me.
Nobody's scared of the Misfits, man. They're not.
Shit, if they're not, bro. Ain't no way. I'm looking forward to playing whoever we got to play, but there's no way you can't do that, bro. You can't jump teams that beat you.
Outlaws beat Spartans and Bees. The Chaos
and
game.
With 9 seed.
Yeah, the Chaos game got canceled.
And like I said, ain't no disrespect to Chaos or nothing like that. But if the only team that should be in front of us is them, if that's how they want to run it. But Bees and Spartans, hell no. We beat them. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do that, be fair. Like you can't.
So my guess is that okay. Yeah, I guess. So what is it? A 4-way tie we're talking about here? Technically,
Right. But they said like well.
Hmm.
The tiebreakers or something like that, or because teams forfeited. But my thing is, you get 44 points for a team forfeiting. We didn't.
That needs to be reevaluated too. By the way,
you also got to think about it.
Wait, is it really 44 for forfeit?
It's some wild shit like that. Yeah, it's like 44.
44. Holy fuck!
What the fuck?
Holy fuck!
So think about it. I
don't even like the minimum of 18, to be honest with you, because I think 18 is too much.
The weekend we played the Wolverines and we played primetime. I wasn't there because I had a showcase game I had to go to. So I didn't come to that game. Of course, we lost both games, and then the
44
primetime folded, which means the rest of their games were forfeits. So, of course, they got the 44 points, of course, 0 against. But still, if you're going to use that shit to bump yourself ahead of us, that's bullshit to me. I'm sorry. I don't got nothing against nobody. But even if I was the one running the league, I'm not about to sit here and say, okay, you beat us head to head, but we're still going to jump you. Fuck no.
That was.
So I guess they said that's why we're ninth seed because of the forfeits and teams getting those 44 points to 0 difference or whatever the case may be. But I still think it's fucked up.
When did the 44 points go away? Holy shit.
44 points.
What kind of number?
I'm kind of glad you asked me to come on the show so I can talk shit about that because that's bullshit.
That's wow.
That's why we're 9 seed.
That is some bullshit. That's wild.
And then the crazy part is they defended it though. They made it seem like that shit was okay. That's not okay. And I have nothing against the Bees. I have nothing against the owner of the league or Spartan, nothing. But come on, man. You can't do no shit like that, bro. If you lose to a team and we got the same record, the head-to-head gives you the bump, regardless.
Yeah,
I could see if we didn't play them, and then they went to point differential or some shit like that, and the tiebreaker, cool. We didn't play you. All right, I understand, but we beat you. How?
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. That's all I can say, man.
Like we should.
Hold on. Let me think about this longer. No, it still makes no sense.
It's never going to make sense. It's never going to make sense. Like I said, we should at least be 7th, if anything. Give Chaos the bump. We didn't play them. They got more points than us. Cool. I would have grilled that up and ate it. Fine, whatever. They earned it. Cool. But
I mean,
no.
I'm trying to think of how this would work. All right. Bees went 1-2 against you, those 3. Okay. Outlaws went 2-0 against those 3, but didn't play Chaos.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. There should only be one team ahead of us if it's like that. If you're going to go off those rules, why are we still 9th seed? Make it make sense.
Spartans beat Bees and lost to Chaos and Outlaws, so they're 1-2.
I can't help you there, bro.
So, all right, Chaos beat Spartans, but lost to Bees, so they're 1-1.
Wow.
So, if I were to think about this in a lot,
we would be 2-1 if they wanted to use pool play.
Yeah, you all should be playing X Dogs.
So, if you really want to think about it, if you want to go pool play, like they said. Okay, if we all were in the same bracket, Chaos, we didn't play. We beat the Spartans. We beat the Bees. Who did we lose to? We didn't lose to anyone. If you wanted to put us all in a bracket, they canceled our game so we could keep the playoffs on the 13th. Cool, but let's talk about pool play. Tell me who we lost to. We didn't lose to anyone.
Let's see.
This is why I've been staying advocate this season, though.
I have no quarrel. I'm trying to understand the rationale behind a four-way tie.
Either. This shit just don't make sense.
I feel like for sake of just getting the game done, that the Outlaws Chaos game should at the very least happened last week.
Right, but I think they used that as a reason to put us 9th seed. The fact that we didn't play Chaos. So I guess it took away both of our wins against the Spartans and the Bees, basically. So basically, it was like, all right, y'all didn't play them, so that saves us. That saves the Spartans. Y'all motherfuckers is 9th seed. That's how I see it.
That's how you rationalize it anyway, but it still doesn't. No, it's there. I don't know.
So we just gonna chalk it up. Period. Point blank. They fucked us, and we can't do shit about it. So we got to play the Spartans. If we get by the Spartans, we got to play the
Man.
I apologize if anybody got kids. Sorry, I know I touched a lot.
I need another drink to figure that one out.
Wow.
Exactly. It don't make sense. Hey, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one, because they'll say, "Oh, y'all complaining, y'all bitching." No, we just want shit to be fair.
No, I see what you're saying.
I already tried.
There's no bitching going on here in my eyes. I mean, I get exactly what you're saying. You have 2 wins over 2 of the teams by a combined 36-7. There's no reason you're not the higher seed of the 4.
Or at least the second out of the 4.
I mean, I get where Chaos, Bees, and Spartans might be hard to arrange because all 3 of them played each other and went 1-1 against each other. So that's kind of a cluster to figure out, I guess.
Right, and that's what they use. What you just said is what they use. Those teams all played each other. We didn't get to play Chaos. So with us not playing Chaos, we somehow got bumped out of that 3-way pool that they played in, even though we beat 2 teams in that pool. So it didn't matter. That's basically what they used. That was their excuse to put us 9th seed.
It doesn't.
Ross Collins.
It doesn't make sense to me, man.
Can we get our bracketology expert in here?
That's definitely not me. It's definitely not me, but no matter which way I shape this one, I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense to me. And he's even laid it out different ways. And like I said,
that's all I'm saying. Like, bro, like if me and you were running the league, Joey, and your team beat my team, and we got the same record.
I'm not trying to run anybody. I'm not trying to run no
I'm just saying.
it's
just the
I run no.
Your team
buddy.
You guys are in front of it. That's all.
There's a lot of rumors about me running leagues. I'm trying to spell all those rumors. I'm just trying to start my fantasy flag football league for next year.
I said fantasy flag football.
Fantasy flag football. Could you imagine that?
But minus the bracket, I have no complaints about the league. I actually think it's fun. I like the physicality of the league, and I like the competition.
Yeah.
Teams that we play against. So other than that, I have nothing negative to say about the league at all.
That's the thing about it. Like at the end of the day, go where the competition is. That's what matters more than anything else. If you're out there to win in this sport and make something out of it, go play where the competition is. Like locally for Pennsylvania, unfortunately, we talk about it. 9-man up until 2018 did not exist. And it's very interesting to think KFFL and XFFL started the same exact season. It's weird to think where both leagues are 3 years later. We talk about XFFL, what they've done. The conglomerate has put together something big in Northern PA. And down here in Southern PA, the KFFL has stepped up for 9-man for PA. We talk about this region did not have 9-man for a long time. The Shippensburg League existed before that, 10 years prior, but that had folded in 2008. And we've seen a big growth for the sport in this region as a result of Keystone's establishment and more teams coming over. But at the same time, always follow where the players. It's my philosophy. You know, you and I talked a little bit. I can tell you want more out of this game than just winning your local league championship. You want to go out there and win a major tournament. I can tell. You want to go out there and face the best and beat the best.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Spirit is going to help out your career in the long run playing this sport.
Yeah, you can do one around the league, start a team, get a TBT.
I'm not starting a team again. No.
TBT.
No. The only way I start a team again is if I get 20 guys to sign up. I'll enter a team at Capital Classic.
Then let him run.
All right, y'all. We'll do the same thing we did the first time we won a tournament. I say anybody wants to sign up, send me money.
TBT Capital Classic.
Sign us up, Kent. Who's that? Larry Smith. All right, I'm going to get Lurry on here. Shawn, thank you for joining us tonight. Best of luck this weekend. Outlaw Spartans, 8 a.m. Looks like I'm going to be the commentator for that one.
No problem, bro. Thank y'all for having me.
Good to see you, Shawn.
All right, thank you. All right, see you, Rob.
See.
Send all your hate tweets to Ross Collins.
All
right, let's get Dirt Boy in the room. Dirt Boy's got something to say. Oh yeah, he's got to play. He's got to face off against Dirt if this happens. Let's get him on here. Come on, Larry, where you at? There we go. That's our guy.
What's up, nigga?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, dog. What it do?
You know, it's do good, man. Do good. Just here, my non-dominant hand drinking the beer.
All right, I got my shit in my non-dominant hand too.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, Larry,
what's up, man?
It's a tradition by now. Another fall, and here you are in a championship game up in Keystone.
Yeah, you know that's the motherfucking Dirt Boy League, man. They might well call that the Dirt Bowl.
Hold on a second. How's it your league? It's my league. I won every seasonal championship there is.
Oh shit.
Nah, man. That's my league, man. I'm going for my 4th championship out of 6. I've been in the last 6.
Nah, you play.
Nah, I've been in the last 5.
Oh yeah, that's true. Holy shit, Larry's been all over the place.
Yeah,
you know what? I was gonna play it. I was gonna play it for the intro, but instead I'm gonna play it now. I had a nice intro set of every championship game the last 5 years that we have shot. Let's go down memory lane with some of these, Larry.
Margin off sides again. Scott will fire.
Oh man,
complete up the field. And the
it's not Keystone, man. That's
we're showing all the championships, the whole 4 state, brother.
Has won their 8th consecutive league title.
Yeah, man. From the beginning.
Such to the left. He missed the flag. They got the first.
You all played them. You all played Waldax in that semifinals with AFN. That was a hell of a game.
Yeah, man. I got hurt that game.
Did you? Oh fuck, man! Now I feel bad bringing it up.
28-19. Broad X.
That was. I remember that was 34-27. Like they and Fox had a fucking field day out.
And the X-Dogs will concede defeat.
Yeah, I got hurt like the
final score from Marty Snook Park.
Guarding Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke is that one guy that you don't want to guard, and now we're getting the KFFL. X-Dogs first season, spring 2018. I actually found this a few months ago.
Man, hey, look, on Saturday, I'm going to kill them Bible thumpers, man.
This fucking day. AFN ADR, that fucking day. Sheesh.
Oh, man.
Fast times at South High.
The affiliates have just won the Washington County Flag Football League Snap, Boone.
ADR's first one.
And,
Ruckus got
almost
smacked in
hit
this
for
game.
that complete, and that'll do it.
I love I love him walking off the field. Everybody just quit. Let's go ahead a little bit.
Bracket champion.
Get away from ADR era. We got X-Dogs Immortals. Memories of the X-Dogs Immortals series in 2019?
Man, we lost that shit.
What was the key to the X-Dogs victory in that one, if you remember?
Remember the Immortals, we had kind of like half the they're like half AFN roster, and they didn't show up. They went to a kickball tournament.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so in the
Yeah.
the championship game, half our roster was at a kickball tournament.
That sucks.
Money though, too.
Was that the one where they won money? Or was that another one they won?
Nah. They always win money. They good as shit in that kickball shit.
Yo, I gotta check out their kickball team sometime.
Yeah, shout out AFN, man.
That was like, this was the literal end of ADR too. That's crazy.
I'm just glad you caught yourself.
Sheesh. Last season, you ever watching this live?
Here it is.
Yeah, man. Y'all see the Misfits?
It's over, and the Misfits are champions. The Misfits win.
It's so crazy to see Misfits and Showtime together now. And then you watch this game, you got Tyler on commentary. This whole game, Misfits Showtime, like,
The Misfits win the
foretold the future of what was to come. Yeah.
Man, yeah. My bro Tate took over, man. MVP shit.
The Misfits win.
I love this game.
Quan. Hey, man, you better not. Oh, okay, all right. I thought you about to throw that shit.
No, I wasn't going to play that play. I thought about it.
Hey, I fucked my shoulder up, man, for like a month after that.
You were balling your ass off that day. You had the game winning pick 2 on TJ to win that one.
Yeah.
We had the 2020 KFL champs.
This was a fun day. Of course, Broadax Speedy Spartans. Fast forward. Let's go to this one. Close it up. Incomplete. Memories of this one?
Yeah. Yeah, you gave me MVP on this one, man.
2021.
You balled out. You had 4 touchdowns that day.
Yes, sir.
You were killing it.
Right here.
That performance was one of a lifetime. Like, you and Tay stood out.
With number 13
you know.
coming in 2 weeks.
That's my quarterback, man.
Tyler says he's the GOAT. Are you the GOAT or is he the GOAT?
Who, Tyler?
Yeah. Or you both going to go for GOAT status this weekend?
Yeah, I'm saying Tyler like a lamb. You know what I mean? I'm the fucking GOAT.
Tyler's the way. I love that. All right, your thoughts. You got Outlaws or Spartans if the winner of that. Your thoughts on either team. You think you guys can beat the Outlaws and Spartans? Those are 2 tough teams, man. I don't know. I'm talking to you, Larry.
Sure.
I think he muted himself. There he is. Oh, his service is low. I see it now.
I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I'm muted. Can you hear me?
No, your connection bad is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, they gonna fucking die in here.
Yeah, I feel you, Larry.
I like lagging for better.
Yeah, he's lagging like a mofo right now.
I like it.
He's lagging worse than like playing Xbox like 10 years ago.
They're gonna die.
Are you
That dial up.
There he is.
There's Dallas.
For that
Dallas
nigga,
is
What's up,
Speaking
Big Stone
of-
Blaze?
Speaking of a misfit, how about you, Dallas? We just showed that Washington County Championship last year. Memories
Yes,
of
sir.
that 2020 chip with the Misfits. I believe you had 2 touchdowns in that game. Big performance from Dallas first in that one. Tay Sosa as well. David Butler with the big interception on Chris Boone. In fact, you know what? We showed a little bit of that one. Let's go back memory lane. Misfits versus Showtime in the 2020 Washington County Flag Football League championship game. Because this one was like one for the ages. Memories of last year, Dallas coming over to the 4-state and 9-man. Because, we talk about it. For most part, you play over in York in the 8-man style. Of course, you play on the circuit with Baez Auto. You always get out there. But 9-man's been kind of hard for a lot of York guys to play because of the fact of lack of availability. Your thoughts last year coming over to play in the 4-state for the first time against the competition around here?
Great stiff arm by Sosa. He's rolling the other way, but Lance stayed with it. It looks like
it's listening to Tyler Spencer live stream. That is just hilarious.
I know it's just so weird to watch because it's like literally this game is all misfits, like on all sides of the ball, offense, defense, the live streamer. Like this is the birth right here is this game. In so many ways, it's crazy to see where we are a year later.
I was one of the, honestly, I think that was the first time I came across Boone at quarterback. I had no idea who he was. All I heard was right when we were about to start that game, you're going against one of the best 9-man quarterbacks to play the game. And I said, okay, sounds good. I had no idea who Chris Boone was at that time. And then I think they had Shawn Taylor on that team too, right?
Yeah, Shawn Taylor was on that team as well, I believe. No, actually, I think
you got Cannon Hall was on
Parker. Sean Parker. I'm thinking Misfits. again. Yeah, Sean Parker was on that team. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Parker.
My mind went back to Misfits for a second.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good, Dallas. Yeah, my brain's malfunctioning. Yeah, Sean Parker was on the team. Cannon Hall, like. This TJ Williams, even this offense was loaded. Like the Killer Bees quarterback was on this team. I believe TJ got hurt a week prior, however, and Shawn had to take the second quarterback position as a result of it. Hey, props to TJ. He had to grind out that whole November. He got the reckless villains to that semis last year in Keystone and fell short to the Killer Bees. Memories of this game, Dallas, watching it back right now, aside from the Boone comment.
I mean, I gotta tell you what, man, that was one of my favorite games that I've ever played with Chase Sosa at quarterback. I didn't get the opportunity to play with him pretty much throughout the regular season due to my son's soccer schedule. But then I remember I showed up for playoffs, and the beginning of the day I didn't get much rep at wide receiver, and I remember I pulled Reagan over to the side and was like, "Hey, man, you need to put me in the game." And I don't know. It was after that first drive, I had the touchdown. It's right here, I think.
I think it is. Yes, I think it is.
Yeah, after that touchdown, they didn't take me off the field. They kept me there.
Straight burn though on that play. That was a hell of a play. That was a hell of a route. That's
just a post route. That's all that was.
Yeah,
post route
the execution alone, though, that's what makes it work so well. Is just being able to run it to perfection in order to get past the defender the way you did on that play.
Yeah, he was playing outside leverage, so I hit him with a little bit of a stutter toward the corner, and he kind of bit toward the corner. So then, as soon as I crossed the space, I mean, it was just Tay Sosa throw it wherever he can. It's really what it became, and Tay just threw a great ball. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I mean, he threw a hell of a ball on that one. I mean, Tay Sosa's one of my. I mean, he's a hell of an athlete just in general. Great quarterback. Has great IQ. That team was pretty stacked. I mean, yeah, Nick on the defensive line. You had all kinds of people out there, man. That was a stacked team down in Washington County. You got Lionel playing D line. Yeah. You had athletes all there. I think we had Lyles at corner. He's a beast, long, lengthy. I mean, that was just overall just a very talented Misfit team down there. I think we had Chico, and Chico was supposed to be playing receiver, and then that championship game, he switched over to just playing defense primarily.
Chico is one of those guys who just like on the defense position. You go back to that. He had a good game back in 2018, winning the championship of AFN against ADR, as we just showed. He had a 2 touchdowns and a pick on Chris Boone in that game. Very key to the victory there for AFN. Tay's mobility helps out. Like I've been watching Tay at quarterback, and he's always had the mobility, but I believe that his best ball has come in the last year or so overall. Especially we go back to 2017 when we first saw him in Washington County with AFN. He has evolved into one of the best in the area, and he always had that potential, but I've seen like him grow in so many ways compared to where he was.
I mean,
got here in the fall of 17.
It's a great touch on the ball. There's no doubt about it. Like he puts great touch on the ball. Makes it easier for us receivers to just look the ball in, catch it real quick, and then take off on the routes and stuff like that. A lot of quarterbacks sometimes think the faster they get it.
He almost had that lateral too there. That'd been sick.
He's just like I said, man. Tay's a beast. I mean, and he has one of the probably craziest stiff arms in all time, man.
That stiff arm is deadly. I have seen that stiff arm take out and ruin whole man's careers.
Oh yeah, I can't say enough about that. He's a great athlete, and I actually look forward to potentially having that matchup come Saturday.
Let's talk about your first matchup on Saturday. Pure chaos right out the gate. I don't know what chaos has. Were you able to catch their game last week of Spartans? What were they looking like, if so?
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know much about Pure Chaos. I don't know much about a lot of the teams out there, unfortunately. I mean, I know the Misfits. That's about it. And then obviously our team. But I don't know, man. I kind of like take a step back, and I remember playing Pure Chaos. I think it was a couple weeks ago, and we got up pretty early on them. We kind of hit cruise control after that. So, but I don't think they're going to come out and play the same type of game that they played against us the first time. They're going to come at us with a little bit more competition this time, and throw probably a few hiccups in our step that they didn't do before. So I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think we'll see a pretty good performance out of this Pure Chaos team. I think they're going to come out here and put the fight early on, because we've seen in the postseason they definitely have that potential, going back to the Ruckus games and back-to-back seasons, coming close to both of those.
We play Are we doing predictions?
No. We don't do
that. Is that my man Ross Collins in the background?
Yeah, that's me back here. What's up, Dallas?
Yeah,
how you doing, big guy?
I'm all right, man. I'm chilling.
Better be drinking a Miller Lite back there.
It's always Miller time here in the household.
I'm the one delivered them to Joey so he can sing in front of the camera.
That is true. Sometimes he would just skip.
I like being the guy behind the camera. You back here chilling.
Yeah, like I said, with this Pure Chaos team, I don't know what they're gonna bring. I don't know what kind of game plan they're gonna have. But I know as far as our team's concerned, we're gonna come out with the same mindset. I'm looking to get back on the field with TJ Holston again.
How has it been working with TJ Holston? We talk about it over the last couple of years, Dallas. With Baez Auto, you've had Tony. If I'm missing anybody, please let me know. Ray, of course, you've had recently over there. And of course, in league play, you've had Tay as well as TJ Holston. What are the biggest differences adjusting to the 4 different types of quarterbacks between Tony, a Ray, a TJ, and a Tay?
I don't know. It's you kind of play at how they like to throw the ball. You know what I mean? Ray was more of a timing quarterback, so as soon as you got out of your route, you want to break your head around like instantly. You know what I mean? Like if he sees what he wants, he's letting it go. TJ to me is more of he's going to lead you into open grass. You know what I mean? He's not looking to, unless it's like a quick out or a speed out or something like that, he'll throw that right as soon as you break. But like when you're deep balls or something like that, he's looking to throw you all the way to the other side of the field, which is, for me, it works out very well. Because I like to chase the ball down. That's one of my strengths, I think, as a receiver. Tony, I played with Tony a lot. And he's kind of like the same way as TJ. He kind of, he has his timing routes, but he likes to float them deep, which gives me time to run underneath of them. I think the hardest adjustment for me as a receiver was actually probably adjusting to Ray Wagner. It was just a little bit of a different type of game. The one quarterback that you are missing was Caleb. He was a quarterback at Nationals last season.
Okay, the one I missed, unfortunately.
Yeah, just the
That's
one.
why I didn't know, because I missed that one, sadly.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, it's like TJ. If I had to describe it, like TJ Holston's like a spread attack. You know what I mean? He's looking. He wants to spread the ball around. He listens to us a lot in the huddle. Tay Sosa is kind of like your scrambling quarterback, like your Mike Vick quarterback. Like, no play is ever dead. Keep running your route. If you start scrambling, break out of your route, he's going to look deep. He's going to find you. So, I mean, like I said, the hardest adjustment is just trying to figure out what your quarterback wants. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes a week. Sometimes, it takes a couple weeks. And sometimes you're still trying to figure it out. So for me, the biggest adjustment is just trying to get on the same page, listen to my quarterback, understand what he wants, like where he wants me to break the route out. If he's in trouble, which way does he want me to scramble out of that to provide an open target for him? Trying to figure out, what kind of speed out does he want? Does he want it delayed? You know what I mean? There's a lot of different things that go into the factor of how you play wide receiver with some of these quarterbacks. But I got to say, I've had a blast playing with TJ Holston. I can't even tell you. It's probably one of the most fun I've had playing wide receiver in a little bit. So
I can imagine, like, Holston is on the up and up right now. We talked about the resume he's put in 2021. Going back to Ocean City, getting a win against CJ Tarver and the Rollers in that tournament. You go back, he played Strong Island, very tough in that day one of Atlantic City game that I did with Workhorse Media. And of course, we saw it MFFL all year. And then York, they went out and won that tournament. That was a big move. And, right now, the Elite Rebels. Sorry, I don't want to talk about Elite Rebels. I want to move on from that. So I was in my head, I was about to go into Elite Rebels discuss. Yo, do you all literally is Wolverines basically Elite Rebels OMFFL team playing in Keystone?
no, well, I think it's just a mix.
Wait a minute, huh?
It's a mix of Elite Rebels, Baez, and a few of the original Wolverine guys. I mean,
Well, no, I was saying because when I was watching Rebels and OMFFL weeks ago, I was like, wait a minute, this is literally their KFFL team playing right now.
yeah, because me and B-Row went down there and played with them. So we had that. But yeah, there's a couple other Baez guys on there that wasn't down at the OMFFL game that play out in Keystone. So like Tyler Real, so.
My biggest thing is, like, we talk about it, teams mixing it up. You guys are doing this with the Rebels, of course, Baez, Auto, Elite Rebels, and a couple of YFFL talents jumping on as well. Up north in the GCFFA, the Long Island Ducks and Long Island Demons have been playing together as the Panthers. And that's been a nice, interesting mix so far. They're actually 6-1 up there going into playoffs with a few games coming up this weekend, I believe. That'd be a good game. I love to see that. It's kind of like the old school wrestling tag team match, so to speak. Take a half of one team, take a half of another, mix it together, and have them face off against two halves. I kind of want to see a Panthers Wolverines game at some point. I want to see that little tag team match, Teddy Long, SmackDown style. I'm talking a tag team Ducks and Demons versus Baez and Rebels. That would be interesting. I would love to see something like that.
Well, I'll be the first one to tell you I don't shy away from any matchups. So, but
let me get my guy Joe Cassone on the phone and see if we can make that happen.
always down for some rec.
That'd be a fun one. I love to see that. Have you guys thought about maybe doing a tournament at some point just to like test the waters?
No, we haven't really talked about it too much, to be honest with you. I mean,
Mainly
our focus-
outside of 9-man. It'd be something outside of 9-man. I mean, like
yeah, it would have to be
30
something
minutes.
along those lines with with Capital City Classic coming up, and then we got Nationals out of there. I kind of joined out to there just to keep, that 9-man rec available, just to keep my body in shape and everything else like that for 9-man. And that's the reason why a lot of us kind of went out there together. Just keep moving. I mean, 8-man and 9-man, two completely different styles. You don't get like the full icing on top of the cake when you're continually playing 8-man all the time. So it's nice to get out there, play a little bit of 9-man rec, run around with some of these guys. And honestly, it helps you too, because, some of the talent that you're seeing at KFFL and OMFFL, you're going to see when you go out to Nationals and Capital City Classic. So it helps you familiarize yourself with what's going on.
I'm really excited for Cap Classic next weekend. That's going to be a really awesome tournament down there, Tucker Road, Maffle Country. They're going to go down there, host their second tournament. They had one a couple years ago.
That was the very first tournament in which I actually talked to you.
Was it? See, I watched
Yes,
you
it
at
was.
Ocean City. At OC, you stood out to me when I watched you play in that game with AFN. Like, you were one of the Baez players that stood out to me the most playing in that game. Despite the low offensive output, you were the one making plays out there in that spot.
Yeah, I mean, and then Capital City Classic came around, and I remember seeing some of your live streams.
I
And
think
you
I
were
did your
walking back.
Renegades.
Huh?
I did your all's game of Renegades, I think.
Yeah. And you were walking back, you were in the parking lot, and that's the first time that I actually talked to you while I was sitting in the parking lot. I remember it.
2 years ago now. Crazy. It's been that long since the last Cap Classic. That was a good tournament. I thought that was a good first tournament going out.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, hopefully it doesn't rain the night before and that main field's all muddy up. And
Oh my God.
that was horrible to try to play on that.
I have to find it. I have to find that footage. Oh man.
That field was absolutely destroyed.
Bruh, like luckily, like Ket and I were joking about it after the tournament. Like, luckily, like there was so much time that went by before the next season that the grass grew back all the way by the time the next season had happened. Yeah,
it was bad. I remember I can't remember what happened. I ran a slant route or something that came up a little high. And I went to jump, and my whole left leg just slid out from underneath me when I went to jump.
Your game, but this is the lovely field too at Cap Classic with AFN and Petty.
That is horrible. I mean, there's a lazy river going through the middle of the field.
It was rough. I had to put my cleats on and everything, like, because I didn't even want to wear my regular shoes.
It was wet. It was cold. It was, oh man, it was just dreadful.
I'll switch it up on you. There we go. Renegades, Baez, Auto.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
What a game that was.
This is like the most fall looking game you can find too. Like
the
trees, the sky is so dark. Such a moody atmosphere in this game. I think Jim was quarterback of the Renegades around this time still.
Yeah, I believe he was.
I think did you all play them twice in this tournament?
We did. We played them, I think, day one.
Okay, so I think this is a Saturday game I got here playing.
Yeah,
right.
This is a Saturday game, and then we lost to them, I think, by 6 points day 2. Tony Harley actually wound up getting injured that game.
Oh,
day 2. So.
Yeah, you all played Renegades a couple of times. That's always been a nice little back and forth when it comes to you all and the
Just
Renegades.
touchdown pass to Quinway.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was just Jesus. Yeah.
This Baez uniform, man. OG.
That's
not the OGs. That's
OG.
That's not the OG uniforms right there. That's not them. That's our Tiger or Frosted Flakes uniforms.
They're great.
I actually had the uniform somewhere, but I can't even figure out where now. It's laying around here.
It's right.
But Gosh, Cap Classic. We'll get more on that next week. But you got Chaos. After that, you get the winner of X Dogs and Killer Bees.
I know, man. I got to go against my man Brady.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to it. I was talking to him earlier yesterday, and I said, "Hey, man," I was like, "when I go to block you this weekend, I was like, don't hurt me. Remember, we got Capital Classic the weekend after."
That's always the dilemma when it comes to these tournaments, when you have to play against your own guys a week prior.
Oh yeah,
We actually had that before. Remember last year, Ross, where we faced Boone on Saturday, and then Boone was our quarterback Sunday. That's always fun. Or last year, Cortez played for the Spartans on Saturday and then played against them on Sunday. That is.
Yeah, I was talking to Brady. I personally think we're going to wind up. I'm going to say it how it is. I think we're going to beat Chaos, and then we're going to go ahead and run into X Dogs, and I think that's going to be a really good game. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that first game was awesome back in September between you guys.
Yeah, I wasn't actually there for that game. I think they played X Dogs, and then after that we played Misfits. I showed up for the Misfits game. So.
See, it's interesting because like that game back in September was not even Matt versus TJ. That was TJ versus Isaiah. Now we're going to get Matt versus TJ. That's what, and you think about it, the quarterbacks in this tournament coming up: Chris Boone, TJ Holston, Matt Eisenberg, Lucas Hall, and or Coley Jones, depending on what the formation is. But they're still putting up 20 points per game running that offense. Kevin Clancy. You're going to have TJ Williams. I think Chaos has Marty. Marty's capable. He may not be on the same level, but he's definitely capable. Shawn Simmons, and I don't know what the Spartans will have. I think it might be either Caleb or Kyler. But you look at it, like all the quarterbacks for the most part have resumes in this. Chris Boone has a 9-man A championship. He's got a KFFL championship. He's had 3 Washington County championships. He has the A national championship in 5-man pro, AFFL semifinalist. He is the king of Keystone. He won Summer Sizzler. He won the Winter Chiller. He won the undisputed Keystone championship last year. My God, a resume. TJ Holston. He's young. He's still on the up and up. He's only 27. But at 27, he's been a KFFL champion 2019 with the Misfits. He won Clash of York 3 with the Elite Rebels. He's going up against the best. He's faced Mike D. He's faced CJ Tarver. He's gone in without fear and faced the Punishers.
Right.
You go on and look at it. Matt Eisenberg. People forget who Matt Eisenberg is in this area.
Yeah.
Matt Eisenberg is perhaps the greatest 9-man quarterback in Southern Pennsylvania history. I will say that without any dispute. Debate me on that point. Matt Eisenberg has 3 circuit championships, Hagerstown and Ocean City twice. Matt Eisenberg has taken the X-Dogs to the semifinals every single season of every single league that they've ever been in since 2002. Matt Eisenberg has won Washington County 4 times. He's won KFFL twice. He's won the Shippensburg League back in the day 6 times. He may never have traveled much outside the area, but those who face him know his name by the end of the game. I believe you were there for the Misfits X-Dogs comeback last year, when Matt Eisenberg rallied the X-Dogs from a 20-6 deficit against the Misfits late. And what was a battle. A game that I talked about with Lonzel Offit about later on. He even said he knew that the X-Dogs were still in because he saw Matt across that sideline. Zell remembered Matt from back in the day when Matt and X-Dogs traveled in Ocean City and Hagerstown and all over. You talk about with Venom, Lucas Hall and Coley Jones have put together this ridiculously weird offense. But I've been telling people for years, Coley could play that position. Lucas has been the reason that franchise has turned around. A year ago, that core was the Green Machine. They were in the basement. They were dead. They were beaten. They were battered. Lucas and Coley, they're young. They're just making up stuff as they go along, but they're making it work.
Accurate football.
Exactly. And sometimes that's all you need. Kevin Clancy is a B national champion in 9-man. 2018 with the Bullets. They beat the St. Louis Pack.
Oh, yeah.
TJ Williams was the man who people give Chris Boone credit, but TJ Williams was the start of the revolution that Winchester brought up here many years ago when he came on the field for Survivors and Too Much Talent. He may not have only one 9-man championship, but he's a difference maker out there. And on his best day, he will make you pay. You take a look, Marty at Chaos. Marty's got years of experience. He's got knowledge of the game. He's played 9-man going back to the PG Hitmen days in the 2000s. He's got a lot of experience. He's been there. Shawn Simmons, he's on the up and up, but he's making moves. He's making strides. He's made a transition from 8-man semi-pro to 9-man flag football, and he has done a great job making this Outlaws team better than what they've ever been. And then you look at the Tri-State Spartans as well. I don't know what they got right now, but hopefully it's something. Collar Todd did lead TBT to the championship by beating the Browns last year. So that's something. And he did beat the program in that 5 overtime game in Washington County. Everybody in this brings something to the table some way or another. Whether it be
I think it's going to be
guys like Boone, TJ, Matt, Clancy.
It's going to be a great Saturday.
It's going to be an epic fucking Saturday, man. I'm hyped. I cussed. That's right.
No, do that.
I did that and I hit the bong on the show. So what do you mean? There's no rules committee up here.
Like I said, I look forward to Saturday. I'm actually really excited for that.
I'm really excited as well, dude. I'm really hyped. This is gonna be a great time. Like, I'm really excited for Saturday. Mostly because there hasn't been many great there's not been many great days this year. I feel like we haven't had like that feel at the field that we usually get in the fall where you come out and hang out with the bros all day, playing football, hanging out. I thought that we had at Marty Snook all those years. But you know what? Even if we don't have so great of a regular season, we could have the best playoff ever by the time it's said and done. I'm ready for that. Money day.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm hyped.
Show up, make big plays. That's what it's all about.
It's going to be a good Saturday ahead.
Win the game.
I'll tell you what, Joey, I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. I look forward to playing some good old football.
I'll be out there. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm still recovering from the issue last week. I just got to make sure I don't talk too much. I'll try.
We'll get our boy Ross Collins out there. He'll do the commentary.
Yeah, get up
hold
here,
the camera.
Ross. Nah, if he's doing commentary, his ass is holding the camera, and I'm sitting in my car smoking.
I'll tell you what, boys. I look forward to getting out there Saturday. I look forward to seeing what KFFL has to offer us on Saturday for playoff time. I'm looking forward to some really tight matchups. Watching big time players make big time plays. You know, that's what it's all about. Who's going to shine through? Who's going to make the play? So I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you guys there.
I look forward to seeing you there as well, Dallas. It's going to be a great Saturday. 8 a.m. We'll be starting out Outlaw Spartans, but we'll get a hold of the Wolverines. I believe 11 o'clock will be that game a little later on in the morning. They're going to be taking on Pure Chaos, and the winner of that facing X-Dogs or Killer Bees in a rematch of the championship game back in the spring.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I really do.
This is going to be great. I'm hyped.
All right, Joey, I'm going to get off of here, buddy. I hope you have yourself a good night, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.
I'll see you Saturday, Dallas.
See you, Dallas.
Dallas first joining the show. Thank you for joining us tonight, Dallas. All right, Ross, it's that time again.
What do we got?
Predictions.
There we go.
It's kind of like what we used to do, right?
Remember, I've been waiting for
It's like the first time we've done like a classic show all year. It's kind of weird because of the old format again. That's not the right video. Hold on. Oh yeah, I gotta find that. Hold on. There we go. Oops, wrong video again. I am trash at this. Literal trash. How did I find it? All right, I'm just gonna like name games off the top of my head. I know what the bracket looks like. Shut up. I don't want to hear you over there. How did I find? Shut up. Anyways, fucking asshole.
He was talking to himself there, by the way.
No, it was some dickhead in the background talking. Outlaw Spartans, 8 a.m. Who you got?
I'm gonna do Outlaws.
You got Outlaws?
Yep.
I got Outlaws too. Right after 9 o'clock.
They sound like they're hungry and they're mad. That's recipe for success.
They're mad because the
I've
tries.
always rooted for Outlaws anyway.
Even back to the day. Well, you were I'm not going into the Spartans Browns fucking thing again. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
My head is getting a pain just thinking about it again.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, I got Outlaws.
All right. Killer Bees and X Dogs.
That's all.
I got X Dogs too. I think X Dogs is going to come ready. Matt Eisenberg in November. How many times have I talked about it for the last 4 fucking years?
Yeah.
Matt in November comes out. He shines out. He balls out. He plays hard. Like he does great. He will shock you in November if you've never faced him before. And I think for a team like these, they know what Matt can do. But Matt's more seasoned. I think TJ is going to put up a fight. But at the end of the day, Matt gets the win.
Yeah.
Let's jump back over to the other bracket. Who do you got between Venom and Demons?
Oh man.
I would hope Demons would win. I mean, that's a really well-built team of a lot of talented players that would win a championship.
Yeah. There you go.
That's a team that if we were trying to win a championship, we would build with. Honestly.
I'm gonna go Venom though.
You want Venom?
Yeah.
I think experience comes into play and Demons get the win. Demons are playing a lot better.
You think Demons just been playing with everybody all season?
No, their problem was number one, I don't think they were able to get everybody up most of the year. Number two, the last minute switch of Washington County to KFFL and so forth. And then on top of that, you had a team that didn't have much chemistry because not all the pieces have been there all year.
Right.
I think on a full roster, they win this game. I think Venom is just not ready for this game. I think Clancy shows up. Him and Shawn Parker finally get it right, and they get the win.
I've seen what can happen if Clancy and Shawn Parker are on the same page.
How was that?
If that's the case, then I'll go Demons. But
You got Venom?
okay.
Wolverines and Pure Chaos.
I got Wolverines.
I got Wolverines too. Misfits versus Outlaws.
It's pure chaos. Actually, they're gonna play and all that, right?
Why would they not play?
They forfeit a couple games.
No, that's prime time. You're drunk. Quit drinking. It's prime time.
Oh, come on.
Fight me. That was fucking goofy.
Yeah.
You can tell I've been by myself for the last
after
fucking
you
5
tell,
days.
After you tell me I'm drunk and quit drinking, you'd say, fight me.
Hey, friends. Hey,
makes sense.
Tyler. Hey, buddy. If you have Zoom, we should click the link, buddy. I miss you. I've seen you like it forever, dog. You my bro. Kind of hurt. I just hurt myself. Anyways, what we doing next? Misfits Outlaws. Who you got?
Misfits.
Misfits. All right, so Misfits. I got Misfits too. I don't know why I had to hesitate there. Other half of the bracket. Wolverines X Dogs. Who you got?
I got X-Dogs.
That's gonna be the game of the fucking day. I guarantee
I
you.
got X-Dogs.
I got X Dogs too. I think X Dogs surprising.
I think they do too.
That's the thing. Like, don't sleep on Matt this time of the year. Like, do not sleep on Matt. I think these newcomers don't seem to realize like who this team is. That's the thing about like it's funny. We talk about X Dogs, like the York guys aren't really that familiar with the X Dogs.
Right. A couple of them are.
Some of them are, but not like all of them because they haven't really. Because the X Dogs haven't been the team, haven't been the travel team they were in the years past.
At least they're Brady. But
they might know more by day's end. All right, what's next? Misfits versus Demons. We're gonna get Clancy versus Boone, right?
I'm assuming.
We haven't had that in a while.
I'm assuming.
And Shawn Park. This playoff, if everybody shows up, should be really fucking good.
Well,
The more I think about it.
Mine will be Misfits down, right?
You had Venom, yeah. So Misfits Demons. I'm going Misfits.
I'm going Misfits.
So we both got Misfits, Wolverines in the championship. Or X Dogs, sorry, I suppose. I looked at the Wolverine jersey in the background when I was saying that. So Misfits, X Dogs, who you got?
Ooh.
X Dogs, if they get a win here, might will be ranked. Honestly, I gotta rank them after that if they win this.
Look at Misfits.
Misfits.
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed the Spartan jersey filled in.
Well,
Oh, Jesus
kind
Christ.
of funny, but yeah, who you got?
I got Misfits.
Yeah.
I think Misfits win KFFL. They get their championship, and we will probably have a show about it next week with Capital Classic. Just like old times. Looking forward to it. All right. Good night, everybody. I'll see y'all Saturday. I gotta talk less, sleep more.